There are criminals, and then there's Amelia Dyer, a woman whose crimes were so disturbing that they changed child protection laws forever. But how did a trained nurse turn into one of the most chilling figures in history? Let's unravel the dark history of the baby farmer killer. Initially, Amelia trained as a nurse and midwife, a respected profession, but she soon realized there was more money in something far more sinister: baby farming. In the 19th century, England had a heartbreaking problem: unwanted babies. Poor women, especially single mothers, had few options. Many turned to a baby farmer, people who offered to care for children in exchange for a one time fee. At first, Amelia seemed like any other baby farmer. She would take in infants, promising desperate mothers that their child would have a better life. But instead of caring for them, she had a horrific method to maximize her profits, one that ensured she never had to care for the children at all. Now, Amelia Dyer started placing advertisements in newspapers, targeting struggling mothers. She used phrases like "a loving couple wishes to adopt a child, will provide a comfortable home and a mother's care." These ads made her seem like a savior, someone who would give these babies a second chance. But the truth was horrifying. Instead of raising the children, Amelia would accept the money and then immediately get rid of them. In the beginning, she let some of the babies starve, but she realized this method left evidence: suspiciously thin, lifeless bodies. To cover her tracks, she turned to a more direct approach. Authorities later discovered that she had a chillingly simple method of ending their lives, one that left little to no evidence. Amelia operated like this for years, but in 1879 authorities finally noticed her. A doctor became suspicious about the high number of infant deaths linked to her, and she was arrested. But shockingly, the system failed to see the full extent of her crimes. Instead of being charged with murder, she was sentenced to only 6 months of hard labor, not for killing children, but for neglect. That brief jail time changed something in Amelia. She realized that medical professionals were now watching baby farmers more closely. So, when she returned to her crimes, she made one chilling adjustment: she stopped involving doctors altogether. After her release, Amelia vanished from public records for several years. She changed her name, moved frequently, and became even more secretive. But her crimes never stopped. In fact, they escalated. She developed a new method. As soon as she received a baby, she would end its life almost immediately using a piece of white tape. Then, instead of reporting deaths, she simply got rid of the bodies herself. This allowed her to avoid detection for years. She was so confident in her scheme that she even took in a nurse apprentice, Jane Smith, teaching her how to run a baby farming business. But Amelia's carelessness would soon be her downfall. In 1896, Amelia made a mistake. She wrapped a baby's body in paper, but forgot to remove the address label from the package. When a fisherman discovered the bundle floating in the river Thames, the police traced it directly to her. When authorities raided her home, they found something that horrified even the most experienced officers: baby clothes, adoption papers, and letters from desperate mothers still looking for their children. There were no remains inside, but the overwhelming evidence pointed to one thing: Amelia Dyer had been running a large scale operation for decades. Amelia was arrested and charged with murder, but here's the shocking part. Even with overwhelming evidence, authorities could only charge her with one confirmed case. Her trial lasted less than 5 minutes. The jury took just 4 minutes to find her guilty. It was one of the fastest verdicts in history. On June 10, 1896, Amelia was executed by hanging, and her last words were, "I have nothing to say." Even after her execution, many believe that Amelia was responsible for over 400 deaths, making her one of history's worst serial offenders. But something good did come from this case. Her crimes led to stricter child protection laws, making it much harder for baby farmers to operate. Her story is a dark reminder of how evil can hide in plain sight. A woman who pretended to help but instead committed some of the most chilling crimes of her time. What do you think? Was she the most ruthless serial criminal in history? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you guys found the video to be good in the comments. See you guys later with another video. Take care and goodbye.